The episode Nosedive opens with a jolly woman named Lacey Pound, who is seen jogging in her neighborhood. She passes by a group of people, whom she quickly rates on her phone and vice versa. She later does some yoga and rates some more people in her social circle, indicating that humans have advanced to a point where their socio-economic status relies on a 5-star rating. Lacey practices smiling and chuckling in front of her mirror to increase her ratings, which are currently 4.2 stars. Lacey is currently sharing a small house with her brother Ryan. Through their first interaction, we find out that they're trying to move out of the house and go their separate ways. Ryan has secured himself a place, whereas Lacey hasn't. Next, Lacey heads out for her morning coffee, where we see that everyone's phones have facial recognition apps that allow them to identify their profiles and rate one another with ease. Lacey and her coffee maker give each other 5 stars with a huge smile plastered on their faces. Lacey then takes some pictures of her breakfast and uploads them to her profile, which grabs her more 5-star ratings that accumulate to 4.25. She excitedly heads to her workplace, where she encounters a woman named Bethany, who is rated 0.4 more stars than her. Bethany keeps the conversation short, as she doesn't want to be associated with someone with a 4.2 rating. Bethany also passes some bittersweet remarks on her work status, but Lacey doesn't take it as a personal attack and keeps her smile intact. At work, Lacey gets notified about the people rating her for posting the breakfast picture. Among the raters, Lacey spots her old friend Naomi Jane, who is a 4.8 star. Lacey stalks her profile and learns that all of Naomi's friends are elitists with a 4.8 or above rating. If they rate someone with a low rank, their cumulative ratings can increase twice more than the regular way and vice versa. Subsequently, an intern named Chester approaches Lacey to try a free smoothie from him in exchange for some positive ratings, since his stars have dropped to 3.1. Lacey makes Chester's day by giving him 5 stars, but her colleague strictly tells Lacey not to talk to Chester, because engaging with a low rank might affect their rating as well. It turns out Chester broke up with his girlfriend and got targeted by her friends, who rated him 0 to drop his overall stars. After work, Lacey hits the market to look for new houses. Her real estate agent shows her a house that exceeds Lacey's requirements. Lacey really wishes to buy it, but the real estate agent spills that Lacey will have to make weekly payments if she wants to purchase the house. On top of that, the overall price is way out of Lacey's pocket, so she becomes sad. Her agent plants a thought in her head that if she increases her rating to 4.5 stars, she can get up to 20% off on the market value of the house. Lacey gets super hyped up and wishes to increase her ratings through a shortcut since she wants the house as early as possible. Later, when Lacey returns home, she binges Naomi's content again and finds out she has a fiancé named Paul, who also comes from an elitist background with a high-ranking score. Suddenly, Ryan gets his hands on Lacey's community house prospect. He makes fun of her for picking out such a superficial place. Here we are shown that Ryan's ratings have dropped to 3.7 because he lives his life carelessly instead of pretending to be nice for the sake of ratings. The next day, Lacey talks to a consultant about her ratings that have been stagnating for a while now. He takes a look at her socials and compliments her choices. He lets her know that despite her social approach being healthy and normal, she must get herself rated by some highly rated people in order to reach 4.5 stars in a short amount of time, as per her desire. After consultancy, Lacey heads to work, where she refuses to engage with Chester and give him a positive rating. By now his score has dropped so low that the security refuses to let him in. Lacey ignores Chester like the others and engages with Bethany in order to get a full rating from her. Even after being genuinely nice to Bethany, she only gets 3 stars from her, which doesn't help her with the overall rating. She ends up watching her consultant's online blogs, where he explains how to earn someone's respect to get more stars. While watching the blog, Lacey takes a look at her doll that she made with rags in her childhood with Naomi. She takes a picture of it and posts it on her socials, which is immediately rated by Naomi. After work hours, Naomi personally calls Lacey to invite her to her wedding. Seeing her beach body, Lacey secretly feels bad about her lumpy body. But she keeps the smile going. Now, Naomi asks Lacey to prepare a speech for her since she wants her to be the maid of honor. When Lacey hangs up on Naomi, Ryan insults Lacey for still being friends with someone who slept with her boyfriend. Lacey claims that it never happened, but Ryan knows better. She ignores Ryan and goes to her consultant, who looks at Naomi's wedding invitation list and confirms that she can get 4.5 stars by attending just one event. Lacey calls her agent during her early morning jog and asks her to reserve the house for her and swears that she will be increasing her ratings in one day. In the next scene, Lacey is seen rehearsing her maid of honor speech in front of Ryan, who still thinks it's superficial of her to attend Naomi's wedding. When he gets persuasive, Lacey yells at him and storms out of the house. In the heat of the moment, she bumps into her 4.8-star neighbor on the street and causes her drink to spill on her shirt. She passes nasty looks to Lacey and gives her 0 stars to drop her ratings fast. Lacey keeps her calm and heads to the airport, where she finds out at the last minute that her flight was cancelled. However, there is one flight leaving tonight for premium customers who have a 4.2 or above rating. Lacey is confident that her rating is 4.2, but the receptionist shows Lacey her new ratings that have dropped to 4.18 after her neighbor gave her 0 stars for spilling soda on her. Lacey finally loses her composure and cusses at the receptionist for not being understanding of her situation. All the people behind her give her 0 stars for that. On top of that, the receptionist calls security on her. Lacey cusses him out too, which doesn't end well. The security guard uses his authority to give her a penalty and remove an entire star for misconduct. Lacey's rating drops to 3.1 stars, and she's told to behave nicely in order to restore her old rating. Lacey doesn't give up and walks up to the nearest rental showroom to rent a car, hoping to drive all the way to Naomi's wedding. Despite being super nice, the showroom gives her a very old and troublesome car based on her ranking. At first, she has trouble fixing the car's language. She gives up on it and begins driving. She gets a call from Naomi, who asks her about her arrival. Lacey nervously tells her about the flight cancellation and that she will be driving all night just to make it to her wedding day. Naomi doesn't care and cuts the call as her real friends arrive. Lacey immediately gives Naomi 5 stars for the call and gets relieved to get the same in response, which contributes to the elimination of her penalty by very few points. Soon comes the time when the rental car requires charging since it is an electric one. When Lacey stops by the parking space where she is supposed to charge her car, she finds out that the electric plugs don't fit her car. She asks the parking lot caretaker about her issue, but he is of no help. He tells her that she needs an adapter to connect the plug with her car. The caretaker gives Lacey 2 stars even though she was super nice to him. She holds herself back from arguing with him because it can impact her ratings, which have already taken a toll. She asks people around, but doesn't get the adapter. She waits at the lot for a while and picks up a stranger's dirty hoodie. She puts it on to keep herself warm and sets out on the road with her luggage to hitch a ride. No one is willing to give her a lift, given her current ranking. Instead, they all keep giving her 0 stars that drop her ratings further. In the end, an elderly truck lady stops for her, who doesn't care about the rankings like Ryan. Lacey hesitates to hit the road with her at first, but when she realizes she has no other option, she accepts the free ride. On their way, the old woman tries to relate to Lacey's situation and talks about how the rankings pressured her into becoming someone she was not. She stopped caring for the world and started living for herself, due to which her score dropped super low, though she truly feels free to not be a part of the system for once. Lacey feels comforted by her words, so she confides in her about all the problems that she's been going through because of her ratings. She ends up falling asleep. The next day, the old woman wakes her up and drops her off at the bus station, from where her friend's wedding venue is at a 30-mile distance. Now, Lacey stops at the public bathroom, where she eavesdrops on some cosplaying women and finds out that they are going in the same direction as them. She befriends them and gets a free ride from them in their RV. When she calls Naomi on her way to her venue, she disinvites Lacey and lets her know that she feels embarrassed to be associated with someone with a 2.6 star rating. Lacey tries to explain that it is only temporary, but Naomi hangs up on her. All the cosplaying girls start looking at Lacey weirdly, prompting her to insult them. They end up tossing her and her luggage out in the middle of nowhere. She begins to have a valid crash out that has her acting like an impulsive lunatic. While Naomi's wedding begins, Lacey comes across some men with 4-wheeler dirt bikes. She borrows a bike from them and makes her way to the wedding, where she is not welcomed anymore. She tries to take a shortcut through the woods, but ends up crashing the bike because of a slippery and muddy surface in the middle of the shortcut. She falls in the mud and gets dirt all over her face and clothes that get completely ruined. She still sneaks into the wedding and finds the right opportunity to deliver the emotional speech that she had been practicing throughout her journey. Naomi asks Paul to get her out of there, so he and his friends try to remove her. She begs the high-ranking elitists to rate her, but they feel revolted by her dirty presence and start giving her negative ratings. At one point, her ranking drops to 0 stars. She starts pointing a knife at the men who try to remove her. Now, considering her a threat, she is pinned down by the security and dragged out of the ceremony like a criminal. In the end, she is locked up in a correctional facility, where she truly tastes freedom by cussing out the person in the adjacent glass cage since ratings don't matter in her case anymore. Here, the episode ends. I'm sure you liked the story recap. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing recaps like that.